I know, the text is a little strange. You may think that I wanted to write something else, but it is not so. Hello, I found you in a new video where we will discuss 3 red flags to avoid in yourself. You've probably seen this kind of video where someone shows you 3 red flags to avoid in girls or boys. I also have this type of video on my channel. I suggest you watch it because maybe you will find some features that you have not heard before. But have you ever seen a clip about red flags in you? Not? Then let's start with the first and probably the most important red flag. You are addicted to people, objects, or activities that bring you instant joy. In this work, I caught almost all the habits that destroy you today, such as pornography, social media, toxic groups, relationships without purpose. If you identify yourself among people who have an addiction, be it to an unhealthy habit or a person, seek help. Be it in person or externally. Now we shouldn't go the way of the lone wolf and say that you don't need anyone or anything. We are social beings that need interaction. We live in a world full of technology where you can do things that 1,000 years ago you had to wait 3 weeks to be able to do. But why do I say that it is bad to be dependent on a person? Simple, your life will revolve around that person. If you want a simple rule for this equation, think of it like this. As your dependence on that person increases, the indifference of that person towards you decreases. Now we can look at this aspect as a road with 2 forks. There is always a 90% chance that it will be like that and a 10% chance that you will find someone who is the exact opposite of what I said. But think about what a big world we live in and think about how almost impossible it is to find that person who could be your soulmate. Or how hard it is to find that 10% group I was talking about. Now that we have established that addiction is bad, it not only distances people from you, but also stops you from the path of your evolution. It puts a kind of stop in what you are doing. We can say that it is a difficult obstacle to overcome in a mountain hike. So stay social, not too social. For the second red flag, I will need your help. Imagine your predecessors. How would they see you and what would they think of the fact that you treat your body like a modern Dina? Here I am not only referring to your physical condition, but I am referring to the nutrition you have, to the clarity of your mind and thoughts. Both your external facade and your spirit. Do you think they would be proud to see you as you will never reach the maximum performance of your mind and body? This red flag is quite often encountered in the everyday world. Why? Because we live in quite peaceful times. I can say easy to live. Hunting and gathering resources is transformed into shopping. Even shopping is not what it was a few years ago. For example, now you don't even have to leave the house to take the resources necessary for life. So could we throw this thing about the miserable condition of life on the comfortable times we live in? Possibly yes, but at the same time you could at least go out to do your shopping, make a side road longer to the store. I'm not saying that you have to take your spear and run to the nearest forest to hunt wild animals. Of course, those were different times. But this modern convenience is starting to become a well-designed tool to keep you as an individual as far removed from any meaning, human interaction, movement, purpose. Or maybe it just seems to me. This brings us to the final point, point 3 in the third major red flag in you. Lack of purpose. You live life for the sake of being lived without a certain meaning. You don't know why you wake up in the morning. You don't know why you fall asleep at night. You do things because that's how you were taught that it's good to do them, not because that's what you think is better or worse. You talk to people, probably through social networks, but you don't know exactly why you do it. You don't understand the purpose of those discussions. Maybe there is no specific purpose. Why do I say that the lack of a goal can become your biggest enemy? Because this is exactly what is happening now in the modern world. For young people, that's why you hear more and more often the answer, "I don't know what I want to do in life," when they are asked by adults what they want to do when they grow up. Build a goal, be dedicated. Make it like a mission for yourself, if you want. Remember that your time here is limited, and if you don't make a good story of your life, maybe even one worth living, then we can really say that you were just another grain of sand in this huge beach that only life. If you've stayed this far, thanks for watching. As always, if you liked what you heard and want to see this type of content more often, don't forget to press the like and subscribe button because it helps me a lot. And until next time, keep your head up. I trust you that you will succeed. Peace.